Hello there and welcome back. This is a video I've wanted to do since I began this channel. And the reason is because back in the day I was searching the internet for comparisons between brands that I really liked, ones that I was thinking of buying, and I really wanted some just totally unbiased opinions on which one was better, because of course each one claims to be superior. So the two that I'm talking about today are Carhartt and Duluth Trading Company. So they're two very different brands in a lot of ways. However, they're still aiming at the same demographic. What brought me to this comparison was trying to find the best work pants. I had been wearing Carhartts for seemingly ever. They were my go-to brand when I was working in the field as an electrician. And, I'd gone through so many pairs of them. Not that they weren't great, they really were. But, going up and down ladders, jumping in and out of ditches, being on your knees, putting in devices or whatever. I mean, just working in construction, over time, your pants take a beating. And if they make it 1 year, that's a long time. So I was looking out there for something that might have been just a little bit different, maybe a different approach, something that might work better for me. And one of the ones that I came across was Duluth Trading Co. with their fire hose pants. Alright, let's start with a little bit of history about both of these companies, beginning with Carhartt. Carhartt started in 1889. It was originally known as Hamilton Carhartt and Company. Their first product was their bib overalls, and I have a pair of these, I love them. You have the extra utility of having some pockets on your chest. They're kind of synonymous with workwear tradesmen, so that was their first product. Their tagline was an honest value for an honest dollar, and to this day, they're still family owned. As big as they are, I mean, Carhartt is worldwide, they're still family owned. As a matter of fact, the new president is the first one who doesn't have the last name Carhartt. However, the family is still very much involved in the company, still owns the company, so that's kind of cool. Carhartt produces about 10% of their goods in the USA, which is actually very, very good considering that most American companies only produce about 2% of their products in the US. 10% is still 5 times better than that. To buy something that's made in the USA from Carhartt, there's not really that much of an upcharge, so you're getting something made in the USA if that's what you want, and you're not paying a whole lot more. In 1994, Carhartt started their work in progress line, and when I saw this come out, I was kind of disappointed because their pieces are far more expensive than the run-of-the-mill regular Carhartt brand, and to me, they almost feel like they're not as honest. This company began in workwear, providing durable, hard-wearing garments to the men and women who built this country and plenty of other countries out there, so to make it more of a fashion icon and to try to change it, and I don't know, to me, it didn't really jive with me. However, there are a couple of pieces over there that look pretty good. For my money, though, I would go with the original Carhartts. I have a closet full of them, so I'm going to stick with that. I'm not going to pay the huge markup for something that's a little bit trimmer and a little bit aimed more at the European and Japanese demographic. Carhartt pieces that I've owned about 3 jackets. I have a pair of their full coveralls in their Extreme series. I have 2 pairs of their overalls, countless pairs of pants, shirts, polos. They were my go-to when I was in the field because Carhartt is really synonymous with workwear. So that's who I went with. And I gotta say, I wasn't exactly pleased with every single thing that I bought, but for the most part, they're hard-wearing, very, very durable goods, which provide a decent value, especially considering that you can get several seasons out of them in harsh conditions. Now, Duluth Trading Co. actually began 100 years later in 1989 in Wisconsin by 2 brothers, and the first product that they had was the Bucket Boss. Actually, they still offer it today. It's basically a tool belt that goes around a bucket so you can load it up with stuff, screwdrivers and stuff on the outside and bring it out with you. It's actually a really nice product, and that was their first one, so that's where this whole thing began. It's really interesting that to the year, it's 100 years apart from Carhartt. Now, the 2 brothers sold the company in the mid-90s, and it's become a publicly traded company as of 2015, so they don't have that family-run kind of thing going on that Carhartt does. However, if that kind of thing isn't important to you, then I guess it's a non-issue. They opened their first brick and mortar store in 2010 with the intent of opening a lot more. So what's interesting about Duluth and the way that they open their stores, you'll never find one of their stores in like a New York City or a Los Angeles. They look for hotbeds of activity where people order their products. So where you see a Duluth trading store, isn't really going to be the first place you would imagine one would be, but they do their research and they find out where people are buying their products, and then they offer them a brick and mortar store. So it's really interesting. Furthermore, they've started to develop some really interesting products aimed at women, like their No Yank tank. Supposedly this thing stays tucked in place where you put it all throughout the day. So it's pretty cool that they're looking at their customer base and then serving the needs that they see there. They've also begun to expand into activewear with their Alaskan Hard Gear series. So now they're starting to compete with REI and EMS, but it's interesting that they're seeing what their customers want and then offering it and developing it. Some of the products that they're best known for, and the ones that really set them apart from the competition, are their long tail tees, ones that you can tuck into your pants and do not come out. They're supposed to prevent plumber's crack, and much appreciated. Their fire hose work pants and their buck naked underwear, which is supposed to feel incredible. I had actually never tried a pair of them, but that's another one of theirs. The cool thing about Duluth Trading Company too is all of their ads and their commercials are very funny. They have a light-hearted, kind of humorous approach towards their products, and I like that because it's a breath of fresh air in this ultra politically correct society, and you can't say a thing without somebody getting offended. It's really nice to see a company that doesn't take itself quite too seriously. Besides, out on the job site, that's the kind of humor that people have. But what's really interesting about that is that only 12% of Duluth's customers actually work in the building trades. So your carpenters, plumbers, electricians, steel workers. A lot of them, I think, are younger people who like that look and need a durable product to, kind of help them out with their outdoor activities. So they're starting to steer a little bit more towards them. Now, I don't think they're ever going to abandon their customer base, but that was a kind of interesting fact that I stumbled across. Duluth also has a nice selection of made in the USA products. Now, most of what you'll see on there are belts, leather goods, socks, stuff like that, but they have over 200 made in the USA pieces. So if you're looking for something that's made in the US, you can go there and probably sort through it and find what you want. Some Duluth products that I've owned over the years are several of their fire hose work pants in a couple of different colors and configurations, and I really like their flannels because they offer a full range of movement. One of the nice things that Duluth does is they put gussets in areas so you have freedom of movement. So they put a gusset in the crotch of your pants, under the arms, and it really allows you to move freely. If you're putting a pipe up over your head, you can easily do that because everything you're wearing is just letting you move. It's not restricting you in any way. Now here are a pair of their fire hose work pants, and that right there is the gusset. You see that diamond-shaped piece of fabric right there? That's the piece that really allows you to squat down and grab something, or work on one knee or something like that without being pinched. And with a really heavy pant like this, being able to move freely is actually a pretty nice luxury. Now, as far as the wear on these Duluth pants, they wear pretty much like any duck canvas does. I know that fire hose thing is supposed to be a real selling point, but basically all we're looking at here is duck canvas, very much the same as you would get in Carhartt, but with a couple of added features. So right here, there's a spot where I cut it or snagged it or whatever. The nice thing about duck, though, is that it doesn't allow it to really spread the way denim does. It doesn't rip right across. You really have to do some serious damage for it to continue, and that's just part of the weave. That's one of the benefits of duck canvas. Now, one of the things that I don't like about the Duluth pants is they almost always come with these cargo pockets on the side. I'm not sure if now they offer them without cargo pockets, but these are made of the same material as the rest of the pants. So this gets really heavy, especially with a few different layers. You got to remember, there's one layer, which is your main pocket, and then they put another layer over the top for this one and this one. Now, it is nice to have that extra utility, especially if you're up on a ladder and you have to put something, like a pencil or something like that in your pocket, but it's a lot of material on both of your legs. So I kind of wish that I got them without that cargo pocket. Again, maybe they're available. When I got these was when they first came out, and they were really only available in a couple of different configurations, but either way, I really, really like them. The other thing that I don't really like is the flaps on the pockets. So this is nice, it's secure, you put something in your pocket, it's not going to be a problem. However, what I usually do is I would put my lineman pliers in my back pocket. So I would either have to tuck this flap in to make that basically an open pocket. But then again, there's just another piece of material, and everything is stitched very nicely on there. Everything is very durable, but they're almost a little bit overbuilt in some places like that for my use. If you're somebody who, you put something in your pocket, you want to be able to secure it with a flap, then your mileage may vary. I'm just telling you what I went through for my own use, and it was just a little bit too much. One last thing that I really like about these pants is the back belt loop. So most of the time, if you lose a little bit of weight in the summertime or something like that, you slim down, your pants start to kind of buckle around, right? Look at how wide this back belt loop is. I mean, that's like a full 4-inch wide section right there. It's nice because if you put a decent, substantial belt in there, actually, like Duluth offers a couple of belts that are really nice. Your pants stay up where they should, or if you like suspenders, you could do that too. But that's one thing that I'm really glad that they did overbuild. So overall, I really like them. As a matter of fact, these were my go-to pants of choice before I got into the office. I kind of gave up on Carhartt in a way, so I really like these. I like them a lot. Everything's triple stitched the same way Carhartt is, but I can't say enough about these pants. They're really nice. I just wish they would get rid of those cargo pockets and the flaps on the back pockets. Now this here is an older pair, but one of my favorites of some Carhartt duck denim. This is actually the flannel lined version, super duper cozy in the winter time. As a matter of fact, these things saw so much wear that I removed one of the back pockets in order to make patches for the knees, because being an electrician, again, you're down on your knees a lot, putting in outlets, putting in, boxes that are down low or conduit. You're really up and down ladders all the way on the floor. You're doing a lot of stuff. So unfortunately, I got rid of one of those pockets. And this was, like I was saying, the open pocket on the back where you could stick a screwdriver or a pair of linesmen or something like that. I always liked that. Now, this is like their carpenter pants, so they have the loop and they have these little pockets on the side, and it's just built the way everything Carhartt is. Very, very durable, and I love these pants. I have a lot of hours on these pants right here. Now, when we compare the two, the Carhartts and the Duluth, you can really see some differences, especially when you look at them side by side. For example, the belt loops on the Carhartt are pretty standard, like you would find in a normal pair of jeans. Besides that big wide one in the back of the Duluth, these are nice and wide. Looking at them side by side, the gauge and the texture of the Duluth pants are much heavier than the Carhartt version. And this was kind of surprising because I always thought Carhartt was like the last word in durability and toughness, but if you look at them side by side, you can really tell that actually the Duluth pants are a little bit more, you can feel the texture there, and they're just a heavier overall. As I mentioned, these right here are flannel lined, so they should be heavier because they have that lining, but the Duluth pants are actually heavier unlined. So again, some of that will be due to the cargo pockets and the extra things they've stitched on there, but you can just feel it when you actually have these in hand that the Duluth pants are actually a little bit thicker and a little bit heavier woven. So in the end, which one did I choose? I actually got the Duluth fire hose pants and I never looked back. I really liked the little innovations that they made in those that I couldn't find on the Carhartts, and they just felt a little bit more purpose-built. I appreciated a lot of the extra stuff that was in them. I still have my Carhartt stuff. I still love it. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite pieces is a green vest that I've had for ages. As a matter of fact, you know what? Hang on a second. I'm going to go get it. This thing right here is so great. What I like about it is the perfect layering piece. I love vests because they allow you to move and not have to worry about a ton of fabric or your jacket kind of riding up on you. The one thing that I have a complaint about with these, and most of the Carhartt jackets that I've had with this kind of zipper on it, is this pocket right here, which is up on your chest. On every single one that I have, this zipper doesn't close. It's like skipped a tooth, so up is open and down is open, and that kind of sucks, especially if you're going to put your cell phone in there and then you're going to go up on an extension ladder or in a man lift or something and you want it secure. That's a shame. I really don't like that. But anyway, this thing is great, and it actually looks better, a little bit more worn in. This is one of my favorite pieces. I absolutely love it. However, I'm still wondering how much happier I would have been if maybe I got the Duluth version, because they have so many different things that they put in there, little thoughtful details that I've learned to appreciate. So that's my mileage. I know that you guys, if you're working in the trades, if you're working with your hands in any capacity, we're very hesitant to change. We find something we like and we stick with it. That's why you'll find guys who are dyed-in-the-wool Milwaukee fans or Makita fans or DeWalt fans especially. We find what we like and we stick with it. But do yourself a favor. Next time you need to buy a pair of pants or a jacket or a shirt or something like that, check out Duluth Trading Co. because a lot of times they take what you're used to and give you a few new features that you may not have realized that you actually want. One of the other companies I'd like to compare here is Filson just came out with their line of workwear. I'm really wondering how it goes toe-to-toe with some of these guys who have been doing it for a long time, but I think that I might pick up something just coming up for this season and see how it works out for me, and I'll let you know. Anyway, guys, I'd love to know what you think. Are you a Carhartt kind of guy? Are you a Dickies kind of guy? Are you a Duluth Trading Co. kind of guy? Let me know in the comments below. I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I'll catch you later.